Hey guys, welcome to Muse and Magic 1111. Thanks for stopping by my channel for yet another deep dive into these oracle readings. Today I'm going to be reading specifically for Scorpio, okay? Um, yeah, specifically for Scorpio. That's what I'm feeling like today. I'm Scorpio. My fellow Scorpios, I know this will resonate. There's a lot of different energies at the time. We've come out of an Aries moon. We're now in Taurus moon. It's also a new moon. This is also Friday, so it's Venus's day. Of course, the ruler of or ruling planet of Taurus. So this really is a time of getting back to love, getting back to loving yourself, possibly attracting new love in your life. Um, Definitely also a time. Here come my babies. Hold on, guys. I know they're gonna bust in. They don't know I'm recording. I'm so sorry. Coming in from martial arts. Super excited. Clearly. Hey, babies. I'm recording. I'm recording.
Hey, mother.
I'm recording. Thank you. I'll see you later. Go eat, baby. Okay. Give me a minute. Go eat. Um. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, it's just a lot of different energies right now. I believe Jupiter is also in Taurus at this time. Um, Taurus, all the horned creatures, I feel, have this very stubborn energy, but can also be very quick wit, right? Um, so you may find that at this time it may feel as if your finances are moving very slowly, coming in very slowly. Things are moving very slowly. I know many of you may feel a little bit like you've been running on fumes. You're just probably very tired or lethargic, and it's just been life happening all over the place. And so there's this constant movement. And so, with there being constant movement, I feel many of you just feeling a little exhausted, Scorpio, because you're already always the giver. And so, trying to hold up to all the reputation, all of the hype, right? Because that is you. You can multitask and juggle various things, various tasks, various roles in your life at one time. But even the healer sometimes needs healing, needs respite. Even the hero needs time to recover, especially after a huge battle. When I do feel like many of you probably feel like you're coming out of a huge storm, a huge battle, like literal spiritual warfare. Um, and for some of you, maybe literal warfare, right? In some way, form, or fashion. So, with that being said, if you have ever seen any of my videos, you do know that typically I do read for twin flame energies, but today I am going to keep it Scorpio. We are going to dive a little bit into the love and romance portion, also what's happening in your finances, Scorpio. But those messages were just a little of what I've intuited of what the general energies are right now, especially with the planetary alignments. But I always start off with a song. Um, Something from your angels or spirit guides, or from the divine masculine or feminine to the other party, right? And since this is not a twin flame reading per se, I am going to give you a song that is, I feel, is from your spirit guides, your angels. Really from yourself. It's like you having a conversation with yourself. Um, This song, I obviously do not own the rights, but it's by someone I just stumbled across recently over the last few weeks, and his name is Gene Noble. The name of this song is The Cost, and just in a brief description of what it's about, I really believe he's probably speaking of the industry, to be honest. The cost is too high. At times, the cost is too high, but they want everything from me. Everyone's pulling on you, pulling on your energy, needing something from you, calling you when it gets down to the wire, calling you when there's a 911. But who do you call when it's your turn, right? When you're down, when the hero's down. And oftentimes you come up and you feel like you come up dry, Scorpio. So this song just kind of really encompasses that, even though it could also be talking about, um, other life happenings and things. But I do feel like it's probably very much, when you just think about corporate, when you think about just this life and how most people operate in this matrix, this is a very, this song is very on point, okay? Again, it's Gene Noble, The Cause. Check him out on YouTube. Check out his album. He has a new album, 2023. I think it was released in February. I'm not quite sure, but he has an awesome voice. I mean, I hate even using the word awesome because I just feel like that's too basic. He has a beautiful, beautiful voice, wonderful range. And on top of that, he's great to look at. So check him out. YouTube, Apple Music, whatever your vibe, okay? So let's listen to that. And of course, I always start off with the healing as well. So as you close your eyes, pay attention to the lyrics. I am going to try and do a little bit of a reset on you and give you a bit of energy to kind of help with that lethargy, okay, and that exhaustion that you've been feeling, okay? And then after this, we'll get into the reading. Trust like I used to, love like I used to, trip like I used to. I just wanna use you, and that's what I'm used to. It costs too much, and the price goes I'm who they hit when anything goes down. I grab my cape and hold them all down. They go ghost when my turn is around. Who won't be fair to me? No way they fair, but I'm brand new. If I don't pick up, it's so sick. I gotta switch up. Some of y'all I just gotta give up. But if you walk in my Timbs, if you see where I've been, if you look at my life, you would understand why. I don't trust like I used to, love like I used to, trip like I used to. I just wanna use you, and that's what I'm used to. It costs too much, and the price goes too many hearts that just didn't deserve. My loyalty is like I never learned. Any new spots for sure gotta be earned. Gotta be fair to me, gotta be fair to me. Love so hard, my heart can turn cold. Pieces that I just wanna be whole. I hide it well so you just don't know. If you walk in my Timbs, if you see where I've been, if you look at my life, you would understand just like I used to, love like I used to, trip like I used to. Just wanna use you, and that's what I'm used to. So, Scorpio, I feel like that really describes how you've been feeling in life lately. Like, I just don't trust like I used to. I don't trip like I used to. It's almost like I just don't give a fuck. I've been disappointed. I've been let down. I've been heartbroken. I've been used. I've been abused. Okay, so what? I'm over it now. You just made me better, right? I'm a little more guarded now. I'm a little bit more careful, a little bit more mindful. And I feel like, Scorpio, it's not that you're guarding yourself. Like, you're not guarding yourself or guarding your heart because of the fear of falling in love or the fear of success or the fear of anything. I think more or less the guarding is from the fact that history has taught you that, and we're not easy to trust into people, right? They have to earn that. And it says that even in the lyrics, that has to be earned. From here on out, it has to be earned. It's always had to be earned. But people will earn your trust, right? Even though it takes a long time, they do all that work to earn your trust and then drop the ball. Then you realize that, you don't know people until you know people. Or because you're so deep, you're so passionate, you're so transparent, you're so honest, you're so deep that people, it's almost like it's too much for people, and so they always tend to back up, back off, disappear, run away, just and you don't even have, bless your heart, you don't even have abandonment issues over this. It's just that I now know I have to tighten up my guard. I have to really be vet people. I have to really be, mindful, because anybody coming into my life right now has to be a part of my round table. And if I can't trust you to be one of the people at my round table, right? One of the people I can give the key to my safe. One of the people I could tell you where the stash is. One of the people I can call if I get caught up and I only have one phone call to make. I know I can call this one person or these several people, one of any of these people at my round table, to start moving mountains and getting some things done. Calling the embassy, calling for their resources to get me out of a bind, or whatever. I'm just thinking of, the worst case scenario of things that could possibly happen where you need to trust people. If you can't be one of those people, I just can't fuck with you. I've learned. And I feel like that's just where you're at right now. Life has been happening. Life's been too fucking serious. People have been, disappointing. And nobody's perfect. But people have just let you down when it counted. And so that is where all of this stems from. And maybe also from the fact that when you show up for people all the time, but there is no reciprocity, then it is kind of that vampire effect, right? People taking from you, taking from your energy, but you just not getting it poured back into you. And so at some point you are, just by common sense, although common sense ain't common, right? You're going to eventually run dry. Okay? Run on E. So let's jump into Scorpio, the general energies. I'm sorry, you guys. I have my phone rigged up because I didn't want to do black screen on you. I wanted you to look at something, and I thought this butterfly from my butterfly oracle cards was really cute because it was blue. And you know, I don't know. I like blue butterflies and black butterflies. And I'm just thinking as I'm saying the color blue, like it's the upper chakras, and we are dealing with, like I said, spiritual warfare. We've been needing to get clarity, third eye chakra, right? We've been needing to get grounded, but also just still stay in touch with our higher self, with inner spirit, whereas when you're not grounded, it's really hard to tap into your intuition, right? That spirit voice within. So it's blue for me just represents all of that, just a reminder. Okay. So we have the mirror. So the mirror, I don't know why I want to start singing The Man in the Mirror, right? And I do feel like I'm looking at the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways, right? You know, if you are to, I feel like, oh gosh, I feel like some of you Scorpios feel very heavy in a sense because it's like you know that you come here to change the world. You come, it's so funny because I'm looking right here at what you're seeing and it says changes. And this is the butterfly oracle card for life changes. Um, but it's so funny that I'm speaking on that and that's the word that's on the screen. I'm sorry, guys. This is so whack that I can't get it really the way I had it. I'm moving around too much. And it's making me want to put it on black screen so I don't have to deal with all of this. Um, so, looking at the man in the mirror, and of course, everybody that shows up for you, every situation in your life is some reflection. You know, I feel like a lot of you have been doing a lot of reflecting. You've done a lot of work to get to where you are, Scorpio. You're definitely, you know, still going through some transition of sorts, but you've done a lot of work. So, where you are right now, it's like, I believe you like who you see in the mirror, you know. But I also feel like you're very you feel very heavy because it's like haven't done enough to change. I haven't really shown up totally into my divine purpose where I know that I can just change more situations. I can be a part of the change of this planet a little bit more. The people that are around me who can be touched by me, like there's so much more to do. And what I really want to tell you right now is that if you don't do another thing, if you do nothing else on this planet, just you being here is enough. Okay? It is definitely not your responsibility to change the whole world. If you change and touch but one person while you're here, you've still done well. So just know that your energy of being here is enough. Everything you've accomplished, even just being here, doing the work to remember who you are, awaken your soul, awaken your third eye, like it's enough. Okay? And you are where you are supposed to be at this very moment and this very time in life. You are not ahead, you know, you're not behind. You are right where you're supposed to be. Okay, and then we have the bell. And the bell reminds me of Ring the Alarm. And again, this Beyonce song comes to mind. Ring the alarm, right? It's almost like I've done all this work. And you do feel that way sometimes. That's the song. Like, you know, you've given out all this stuff. And oftentimes I feel like, especially like in relationships and in love, even if it's in familiar relationships, like you've done all the putting out and the giving out. And it's almost like after you've done everything, all the hard work, then people take that. They're powered up. Now they've grown into their egos, right? Their egos have expanded. Their self-esteem is, you know what I'm saying, back together or whatever. And they've gotten their self-esteem back. And their stock has gone up. Plugging into you has made their stock go up. And while it has depleted you each time you're giving out and putting out all this energy, they go and they take it away and give all of that to the world or to somewhere else. The cost is too high, right? Not being there for you and leaving you in somewhat of deficit in a sense, you know, but they've gone out and kind of squandered what you've given them, by the way, right? Um, it's just so interesting. So again, it just reminds me of the Beyonce song, Ring the Alarm. It's like, I'm not about to basically do all the fucking work and then let the next heifer walk away with the ring, walk away with the mansion, walk away with the bank account. You know what I'm saying? After I've put in the blood, sweat, and tears to get this man to build this empire and I'm the force behind that. You know what I mean? So, I don't mean that to take that into literal relationship, you know, terms. This is just in life. You know, I just feel like you've always been the giver. You've shown up for people. You know, and the way you feel right now, almost some of you, I feel like, and maybe it's been that Aries moon energy, right? But now Taurus moon, maybe some of you have felt very angry lately, not having an explanation for why. Sometimes it's not even your own anger. I just feel like you're very sensitive to a lot of the anger and things that are happening on the planet right now and the way people are feeling as a whole. But so it's almost like I see this alarm like right, because it's like shit's already been hitting the fan. You've already been going through the storm. Now here's the fucking storm sirens and shit to let everybody know, hey, you need to brace for shelter. You need to go find shelter. Hey, this is happening. The storm is here. We're in the eye of it now, the thick of it. That's not something you didn't already know, Scorpio. But it's almost like, you're full. You're just full, and you're just at a point where I'm just ready for this shit to be over, because um I'm ready for my roses. I'm ready for my medals. I'm ready for my accolades. Let me not, continue to act like I just have to be so humble. Like, no, I deserve, right? I just feel like that's the energy right now. And then we have Skeleton, which is a shadow card. It's one of the few cards in this deck that has a star, and that means it's a shadow card. And I think literally there's maybe 6 or 7 or something. I don't know. And the skeleton is really about what lies underneath, what lies beneath, right? It's all bone, and really, I feel like this is indicative of how strong you have been, how transparent you have been, Scorpio. You don't hold any punches. You speak your mind. You basically give it to people straight, no chaser. You just don't hide behind your skin. You don't hide behind masks. I don't even think you lie, you know, especially not often. Even if you've told little white lies, it's almost like you only do it to protect people's feelings in their hearts and to make sure that they feel good. Something like, does this shirt make me look, you know, old or just, unattractive or just whatever. And you're like, no, it's no, you're beautiful, like that. You're not really lying, but you're not going to go down that negative self-talk road with a person. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not going to give that to you. And so, and that's because you're just not a good liar, because you just are too deep for that. You're just too deep. We have roots, and of course roots are about planting your feet. Again, I just feel like for many of you it's getting grounded. Some of you might need to return to your roots. Some of you may be working on, when I think the way that this looks, even though it's roots in the ground, it reminds me of roots in the hair. So some of you might actually be looking at that, ways to grow your hair out, or ways to grow your hair thicker, or just to do, something about the hair and the roots there. Some of you may be actually trying to figure out how to plant gardens, or your own plants, trees, berries, something, putting your hands in the dirt is what I see, and just really dealing with that piece so that you can plant roots in the ground for your own survival, for your own self-sufficiency. We have the storm. Storm, of course, I keep using that, actually. It reminds me of the Tower card, but it just reminds me of what I just keep saying. You've been going through the storm, and remember, it's so funny because it's under the Bell card. And I was saying that it's almost like this alarm is, just alarming everybody that, hey, the storm is here, clear out. You know what I'm saying? So you've been going through a bit of what I'm going to repeat as spiritual warfare. It feels like, it's been a bit of a storm, but for some reason the song comes to me, it's over now. The storm is over now. God, how does the song go? It's the gospel song. I just remember singing it in church back in the day, and I can't remember what gospel artist actually wrote it or sang it, but the lyrics are, it's over now. It's over now. It's over now. I feel like I can make it. The storm is over now. And then it's no more cloudy days. No more cloudy days. They're all gone away. And I feel like I can make it. storm is over now. Right? And that's how I feel. Like, you have been through it. You've taken a licking. You keep on ticking. You've gotten a good beat up. You got, kind of blown around, right, in the storm winds and whatnot, but you're still here. You're still the master alchemist. You're still the wizard. And who do we have next but the wizard? Because you're so very magical. It's like no matter what life throws at you, you know how to make it. That's alchemy. When life throws you lemon, you make lemonade. Right? When, life throws you beef, and when I mean that, I'm just saying people hating on you, people, whatever, you make steak. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have learned how to be the master alchemist, how to take what is and make it into something beautiful, even if it's something dark and murky and ugly and negative. Okay? I think I've told you guys that I give cuddle parties. And not the cuddle parties that, are coined by the cuddleparty.com people, but I give sacred cuddle huddles. And so it is very healing for the soul, because many of us don't realize how deprived and neglected we are of touch, right? Even being in relationships, we can still be neglected of touch. Recently, I just hosted one last evening, and for some reason, all of the men who were supposed to show up did not come. Every last one of them had an excuse why they couldn't make it. So it ended up being just one masculine energy, and then, the rest were all women. And even in that moment, while I asked the masculine to help touch and heal on all of the women, and they did that so graciously. I'm so appreciative. But what ended up... No, baby, I'm not finished. Hey. And what ended up happening was I turned it into a girl power party. You know what I'm saying? And it was a cuddle party still, but it was something that needed to happen because all my sisters, right, came together, and we were touching and loving on each other. And when I say touching, please don't let your mind go into the gutter, okay? I just mean we were nurturing one another, and talking and having those talks we wouldn't normally have with men in the room, And it turned out to be beautiful and wonderful still, because there are no accidents or happenstances. So again, I say you are the master alchemist. You know how to, take, the shrimp that you had on Thursday and some chicken you might have had on Wednesday and that andouille sausage from the other night. The last few days you've had these meals. Every meal left you some leftovers, and now you put that in a pot. You started a roux, you put that together, and now it's gumbo. Right? You had a stone, if you know the story of stone soup, and you didn't have anything but that stone, but you had a pot, you had some hot water, you started cooking that thing and seasoning it, and it started smelling good just by the seasonings, and people start coming by and asking you, hey, what you cooking? Oh, I got everything I need except for maybe some carrots, and somebody had 1 carrot, somebody else had 2 potatoes down the road. On the corner or across the street, they had some onions, and before you know it, the whole village is helping. Everybody has something to contribute, and you were able to turn that into a stew, a soup that fed the whole community. Right? So that's who you are, Scorpio. Okay. We have the bridge, and bridge is about the coming together of. It's about getting over troubled waters, right? Or the waters. I'm gonna say troubled waters. I don't know why that came out. And that's where you are. It's like you've traveled, and although life may have thrown you a huge body of water, you made a bridge to walk over. Why? Because the wheel is turning. The wheels of fortune are turning for you. Of fortune, excuse me. I don't know why I can't speak. I guess I'm still experiencing a little bit of Mercury retrograde shadow. energy because I keep stumbling over my words. But so, and I think I had a tongue ring for so many years that sometimes I still feel like I speak as if I have a tongue ring. So weird. Um, so, the wheels of fortune are turning for you, and this world card is next. And so it's almost like I want to start singing. Um, that song you sing when you were a kid, right? We sang it, and it was "He's got the whole world in his hands." He's got the whole world in his hands, referring to God, right? Um, but then you don't have to do that. You can also say "You've got." And as I got older, and things changed in school, right? As they took prayer out of the schools. They took, I think, the Pledge of Allegiance too, or whatever. And so, at one point when we sang that song, it was "You've got the whole world in your hands," and that's awesome because I use you and God interchangeably because you are God. Okay, so you got the whole world in your hand. You got the whole world in your hands, right? The world is yours. Okay, so let's look into what is going on with your finances. Okay, we have the Queen of Pentacles, who is a boss. Okay, no matter where you are right now in life, you are still a boss. This is someone who is very entrepreneurial. She's very professional when it calls for it, when it calls for her to be. She's definitely, like I said, just a boss. I mean, someone who is about her business, about her coins. Okay. Um, Someone who can be a great manager of her money and whatnot, and a great manager of people. So, what I feel though from this is that, it's like you know how to take one coin and turn it into 10. Not just for yourself, but for others as well. You're just very creative. You know how to say, hey, you know what, you take that and go over here to such and such and get a few of these. You can go over there and flip them over there on such and such. You know what I'm saying? Um, or put them on consignment over here in such and such store. Or, you know what I mean? Like, you just know how to make a dollar out of 15 cents, literally. Okay, with the Page of Wands, this is about travel, possibly over land. So I do feel like there are some opportunities for you coming up. Um, I see pyramids in the background of this particular car, so it really could be literally to Africa, to Egypt. It could be for some of you Mexico, okay, because Egypt is not the only place that has pyramids. All right, but more than that, I feel like the opportunity of travel is really linked to your coins. Like, someone's going to ask you to come somewhere because there's something that needs to be done, a job that needs to be done, or an offer being made for you to be able to make some money from this. Okay. We have the Hanged Man in reverse. So I know that you feel like there's been some stagnancy, some hold on your money, hold on your coins, or it's been coming in slower than you want. Maybe you were offered a certain amount and then didn't really get paid your worth, or paid that amount that was initially agreed upon or promised for something, or the job that you did, or the service that you rendered. Maybe you're just too invested. Again, with this Queen of Pentacles, someone who's entrepreneurial, someone who is a businesswoman. Maybe you're extremely invested. Maybe you're still coming up with capital, or you invested capital, and so now it's kind of tough because not to say that things go wrong or whatever, but when you invest so much of your own personal coins, your own personal monies, it can be a little rocky road afterwards trying to recover from that, especially if you don't have investors or people that are helping you, or, you know, um, loans, grants, you know what I mean? Access to that type of thing. Um, and we have the Eight of Wands in reverse, and this is about, something speedily coming in, either messages, or even messages or even love. So, for some of you, because this is in the reverse, I'm going to say that's been the energy. Like you've been feeling like things have been going too slow, been too stagnant. They're just not coming around as fast as possible. But I'm here to tell you the bottom of the deck is Ace of Wands, that this is new beginnings, honey, and this is blessings and abundance. Okay, new beginnings. Someone may be dealing with a pregnancy or a birth or something like that at this time, because this is about new beginnings, new arrivals for some of you, possibly um, new ideas, and and new creations. And so, from those things, that is going to gain you. Um, that is going to play a part or role in your abundance and how you're getting these coins, or the opportunity that is rendered to you to travel again over land or somewhere for you to make money. All right. Um, and I can't help but look at this at the bottom of the deck. It's just staring at me, this Knight of Wands, like this knight coming in, almost like a knight in shining armor, offering coins, offering opportunity, offering um, yeah, just offering the opportunity to make money, or um, to multiply money, or to invest money, or something like that. But something's coming in. Let's check a look at your romance um, messages, okay? So, it may not seem like it, but there is going to be some type of a new situation that is going to come in for you very soon. I don't feel like you've been making the effort or paying much attention to a new situation, because it probably seems like looking around with the way life is going, especially if you're dealing with a business, with the Queen of Pentacles, right? If you're dealing with that, dealing with travel plans, dealing with trying to figure out different ways to manifest as the alchemist you are, right? How to make something out of nothing, how to make that dollar out of 15 cents. You just have been a little not focused on the whole love situation. You want love. I do feel like that is a goal of yours. For some of you, maybe that's why the Ace of Wands is here, because you still want more babies for some of you, or the thought has crossed your mind about, you know what I'm saying, possibly being pregnant again or birthing something new. Um, Even if that birthing something new is a business, but you haven't had the time to do that. You really haven't had a whole lot of time to express your own love of the self. Told you about the cuddle party I just had, and that was such a surprise to most of the women there. Some were even emotional, because you're not used to getting nurturing from your sister girls. You know what I'm saying? We haven't done that since we were kids, like having slumber parties and, right, painting each other's nails and eating popcorn and watching scary movies and braiding each other's hair, right? The stuff that you really do need. So express your love even to yourself. Make a romantic gesture even to yourself, so that you can bring romance to you quicker, okay? You haven't been very optimistic about your own love life. I just feel like, because you've been busy, because you haven't been out possibly to meet anybody, how are you going to meet somebody new if you're never going anywhere, right? So you haven't had a lot of optimism around meeting someone new and having and finding or attracting new love. You've been away from somebody, separated for a long time. Okay, there's been some time apart, a significant amount of time apart. And so, the question may be on your heart, is it even safe for me to love? And I'm here to tell you that it is. Okay, it is safe for you to love. Open up your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all, love. Okay, in order to open up your heart, you have to let your guard down, sweetheart. In order to open yourself up to love, you're going to have to get out there, do something different. If you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to keep getting what you always got. Okay? Plain and simple. What are the changes underway here? We have changing your mind. It's okay to change your mind. I feel like for some of you, this is very indicative of maybe someone you've even had your eye or ear or hopes on. Maybe a lost love, an ex or something, somebody that got, the one that got away or whatever. Or someone that you just never got closure with, for some reason, whatever happened, and you guys kind of separated, right? There's been some time apart from somebody. But I feel like you're now finally starting to change your mind even about this relationship and this person, recognizing that you don't have to wait, that you're worth more than waiting, that you're worth more than having to figure out if somehow somebody feels about you, or if they're ever going to wake up to you or change their mind to you, right? This is the end of an era. This is the end of that. Okay? Family changes. Again, remember I brought up that Ace of Wands, which is about birth. Could be about a birth. So family changes, someone possibly having babies, or for someone else, family changes. Maybe this might be plus or minus. You know, sometimes you might have a certain particular family dynamic, and then in a blinking of an eye, that shit changes. You know, people find out you are not the father. People find out, oh my God, okay, we were dating and I was cool with that, and you told me you had a kid, but you didn't say you had like 5. Like, I don't know if I'm ready to jump into that, and I don't have any. I mean, I'm just giving crazy ass scenarios, but I'm just saying family changes in many different ways. For some of you, you've just stopped fucking with some of your family, literal blood ties and family, because you just can't deal with the negativity. You can't deal with the drama. You just don't want that lower level energy. For some, take it how it resonates, okay? But family changes are here for somebody. But the main message, which had popped out, it didn't even let me just not choose it, was support. So this is just your angels and your ancestors, your spirit guides letting you know that you have their support. You are being supported. You're both in your finances and in love, okay? So just know that you're being supported and you're on the path. You are right where you are supposed to be. Not ahead, not behind, but right exactly where you're supposed to be. Lastly, I just want to see what it is, Scorpio, you need to do for yourself, and that is take your time. Remember, I keep saying you are right where you're supposed to be. Slow down. I feel like life has been happening, especially if you are a business owner, an entrepreneur, or someone trying to start a business. If you're in corporate, I mean, whatever it is that you're doing, you know, life is happening. It's like tick tock, tick tock. Everything is on the clock. Everything is time constraints. Everything has got you going. But take your time. Take the time to slow down. That's what Spirit is giving me. And what do you love? Getting back to what you love, whatever that is, get back to it. If it's painting, if it's swimming, if it's jump roping, if it's working out, if it's making love. I mean, whatever it is that you love, get back to that, because that is how you raise your vibe. Okay? That's it, and that's all, Scorpio. I hope that really, really resonated with you today. Thank you so much. I almost hate saying this because it's just so basic and it's just so what everybody does, and that's not why I'm here. You know, to like and subscribe and share the videos. Yes, I hope that you do that, but this message is for you because you found me today, okay? So until next time, remember, love is the highest vibration of all. Love yourself, most importantly. Show love to yourself. You are worth it. You are worth a healthy, non-toxic, beautiful, uplifting love, okay? And all you're getting, just get innerstanding, okay? Because love brings change. All right, guys, till next time, I love you. Wholeness.